Hi, everybody, and good Erev Shabbos to everybody. Tomorrow we would have read in Shul Parashat Emor, and so I want to tell you a story that I learned about this week about somebody named Matthew Clapper that I think gives us a really good window into one of the core concepts of this week's Parsha. Matthew Clapper is Cory Booker's top aide by day in the state of New Jersey. He helps all of the constituents get the benefits that they're supposed to receive through legislation passed through the various stimulus bills. He was the key advisor to Cory Booker in his presidential campaign, which ended back in January, and he's got a pretty busy job. But what's keeping Matthew Clapper really busy these days is what he's doing at night, because he runs an EMS crew out of his home in Union County. And you could say that, it would be enough for him to be helping people with the coronavirus relief effort through his really important position as a top aide to the United States Senator. But he sees his most important job right now as being on the front lines and making sure that the people in his very hard-hit county are taken care of and can get to the hospital safely. To do this, Matthew Clapper has to isolate himself from his wife Vicky and his little boy Drew. I saw a picture of them this week eating together as a family, separated by a glass wall. Matthew Clapper went to his house. Vicky pulled the table up to the glass window. She sat there with Drew, and he sat on the other side having dinner with his family. What Matthew Clapper is teaching us is about the importance of sanctifying our time. We read about in Parashat Emor all of the sanctified days. First Shabbos, then Pesach, Shavuos, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot. All of those are sanctified times. Hashem is the one who sanctified Shabbos. The Torah teaches us that God blessed Shabbos and He sanctified it. Vayivarech Elokim es Yom HaShvi'i, Vayikadesh Oso. And it's up to us to sanctify the holidays. Ele Moadei Hashem Asher Tikro Samikrai Kodesh. But right in that section, when we read about all of those special and truly very sacred days, the Torah slips in something about sanctifying time that we could easily miss. It says, Sheishes Yamim Te'aseh Melacha. Not 6 days you are allowed to do work, and on the seventh you shall rest, but you must do work. The passive voice, Te'aseh, the work must be done. See, sanctification of time doesn't only apply every 7 days. It doesn't only apply to the holidays that we mentioned just a moment ago. Sanctification of our time means every single day, making sure that we are doing all of those things that we would want to be associated with. It's about doing and living the way that Matthew Clapper is doing and living right now. The numbers that came out today are staggering. We are in the hardest economy since the Great Depression. 15% unemployment in this country. And that's not to mention the incredible health crisis that we're experiencing right now that's taking the lives of at least 80,000 of our fellow Americans. And we all, as you have been doing so nobly, have to ask ourselves how we're sanctifying our time. Have we been getting involved enough in the community? And of course, we know it's a stressful time for families, but let's remember that this is the defining challenge of our lives. And we're going to want to be able to tell our children and our grandchildren how we sanctified each and every day during this pandemic. And so thank you to each and every one of you who's gotten involved in JCOT Chesed, and to Debbie Cohen for leading the effort and making sure to call our elderly and vulnerable members at least once a day to check up on them. And everybody who's gotten involved in the JCOT network to help people who are so desperate and looking for work right now, and everybody who's contributed so generously to our fund or the interest-free loans that we've already given out thousands and thousands of dollars to people who just want to be able to get back to work as soon as it's safe. And everybody who's given a few minutes to read a book for our kids through JCOT Family. But the point is that there are so many opportunities right now to sanctify our time and to contribute. And it'd be easy for Matthew Clapper to say, I've got a pretty important job by day. I'm the top aide to a United States Senator. But he's not just doing days, he's doing nights. And Matthew Clapper is setting a pretty high bar for the rest of us. Let's make sure to sanctify our time, live up to the standards of Parshas Emor. I wish everybody a wonderful Shabbos.